So, you think Axton was just fun? No. He's the amazing.
ゴッド・オブ・ウォー
Now, grab whatever you can grab. Let us go on a tour together. Welcome to the Nerf village, a peaceful village where there are only 5 residents living here. Knowing about the history of the place we visit is the must. That's why I'll tell you the story of the local people. The president of the city, Empowerment, didn't have enough money to pay rent, so he had to reduce his damage investment fund from 0.15% to 0.13%. Onslaught got a taste of her own medicine and can now only provide 7% bonus damage per shot. And double up. Yike. He went bankrupt, so he isn't as OP as he was before. From the unfortunate events that have happened in their career, they went away from the crowded city to live here. It's the place where the unfortunate find peace. Why the village is beautiful. No one, even the local people, wants anyone to suffer like them and have to join the Nerf village to find tranquility in the future. The world, as we know, is always changing and innovation has always played an important part of our lives. To the southwest of the Nerf village, a wonderful land slowly appears out of nowhere. Welcome to the heart of this place. The wow, how is it even possible city? Why the strange name? Well, it's because they are always changing to be better. You know what they say, if you can't innovate, just be better, improve whatever you deem the best. Slowly, you will realize that you have just innovated something. The local people here believe only being open-minded and ready to adapt and change themselves will lead to a better life. Sentry. He used to be just a machine gun boy, but now he is a machine gun gentleman. His working principle is simple. Each level will provide a debuff to the enemy, a buff to you, your allies, or a direct buff to himself. The catch here is how this simple principle can change your strategy when summoning your turrets. If you want your second turret, you or your allies to have more defense and to deal more damage, then you will have to stay close to your targets. But if you want to debuff the enemy, you will have to aim for your first turret near the enemy. Gemini, the second son of Axton's turret, after learning to count to 5, has mastered the art of being interesting. Not only has he become much better at his job, he also learned to synergize with his neighbor Blue Skill Tree country to enhance their micro-rockets defense system. Talking about micro rockets, he now has all grown up. He didn't talk as loudly as before, but his wisdom cuts deep. In other words, he deals less damage, but he has a much greater blast radius now. Right, not to mention, Gemini is the head historian of this land. A project he is creating to make the place better. He calls it the Glass Mod Project. Now let's head to his lab and see the wonderful stuff he has been working on. So, this is very interesting. What I am seeing here is the first glass mod to be created in the early era of this city. The glass mod that started it all. The one that gave Gemini his inspiration for this project. The legendary Soldier glass mod. It will give you a buff to basic stuff for general use purposes without a headache. But since this is an old tech his ancestor left, the cost doesn't display all the hidden stats. The technology at the time was very limited. Yes, not because I couldn't figure out how to do it. Now comes the real deal, the legendary Engineer Glass mod. Gemini's first ever restoration project. Ever dreamed of the ability to use your action skill without cheat engine? It's now possible thanks to the technology this class mod provides. Oh, and don't think about re-equipping this to refresh your action skill. All other class mods will reset your action skills once equipped. Second restoration project, Ointment class mod. Mr. Bichil? Well, I don't. With the new added core gameplay, you drain amp shields until they deplete. You can now constantly deal amp damage as long as your amp shields have enough juice. Doesn't apply to the B shield because it doesn't drain. That means you can only deal amp damage when it's fully charged. Together with Crisis Management Level 2, all of your shield abilities like releasing Nova, Spike, and giving amp damage are all in hand. The more you stack Crisis stack, the higher the discount for amp shield drain and the higher damage your amp Spike Nova shield will do. With Grey shield come Grey DPS. Legendary Ranger, Gemini's first ever cell-made class mod based on his ancestor technology. A great defense and offense system, not just for you but for everyone. For close combat support, dial Turret 1 and he will bring out his shotgun to help you. For long range cover, dial Turret 2 and he will 360 no scope those who dare to harm you. Not fancy sniper? You should look for the Dragon Skip DLC class mods. Some will change your second turret into a minigun. An energy crossbow. A one-shot shotgun. A machine gun shotgun. Or something fun that shoots slow bullets but hit hard. That is just to name a few. Before we leave, I would like to thank our sponsor for this trip, Terra. With just a Iridium and the right build, you can have a chance to win a Terra combo pack. 18 skills in one pack. Infuse Terra's power into your turrets, turning your turrets into a Reborn destroyer. Keep in mind to summon them at the right time. You will only have one shot to deal damage to your enemy. Or you can just wait roughly 4 minutes every time for the Axton skill to recharge. That's all for today's trip. Thank you for visiting this wonderful land with me. If you're interested in learning more about different places, you can book your tickets in the comment below. We'll be going on a journey to learn about a legendary figure, Maya the Peacekeeper. Stay safe and have a Merry Christmas.